available. So we were discussing about the select tag, I guess. So this is the select tag that we were discussing. Yes. So now in this select tag, so we were discussing about we have displayed only these values, but for this you can specify the value, like for a text box and other things we have discussed, like even for checkboxes and radio buttons we had value attribute. So same value attribute can be given, like for example, if you want to store these milk, bread, ghee, rice and cheese in terms of numbers, what you can do is you can take option value is equal to 1. It means what? Suppose if you are storing these in some databases, what is that we will discuss later on. Instead of storing this as milk or bread, you can give numbers as well. Usually we do this when we are want to store some form data. Whenever we are talking about form data, when you click on submit form, it will be stored in the database. You just remember that it will be stored on the server. So similar to that, so for this second option, that is the bread, you can use it as value equal to 2 and so on. Either you can give the same name like value equal to milk or value equal to bread and so on, or you can give it as value equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the moment if I select these values, okay, here what is there, milk. So if I select milk is 1 and bread is 2, so if I click on submit button, what will happen, it will go to the next page and here you can see that grocery is equal to 2. So what it is doing, is it taking it as bread? No. Are you following it, everyone? Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell?
Yes, sir.
So, but if I, for example, if I select ghee, what will happen? I have not specified value equal to 2 or something. So here what I will do, value equal to, I will put it as ghee only. Okay. Whenever you submit the form, whatever is specified for the value attribute, that will be considered, not the data that you displayed for the user. So all this data, milk, bread, ghee, whatever we have displayed, it is for the user for the selection. But when you are sending this data to the server or to the next page or wherever you want, in that case, whatever is mentioned in the value attribute, that will be considered. So I will just refresh this. So you can see that if I take this ghee now, so for this ghee, what I have mentioned value as ghee only. So if I click on submit the form, you can see that grocery is equal to ghee. Are you getting it? Is this clear for everyone? Or anybody has any doubts? So, but whenever you are using these values, either you follow the numbers or you follow these strings. Okay, it depends on which type of application you want to do, but follow a common sequence. So we'll make it as value equal to 3 and value equal to 4. Like this, you follow a common sequence. And then for this, we'll say value equal to 5. So this is about the uh, selection tag or the select tag. Now for this, there is another option that we have, that is if you want to select multiple values in this. For example, say I want to select milk, bread as well, or if I want to select milk, ghee and rice like this, then there is another option. For that, what you have to do is, after writing this select tag like a name attribute, you can specify it as space, as you have to use the attribute called as multiple. So if you use multiple, that means it allows the user to select multiple options from this select tag. But to select this multiple attributes, again it depends on different browsers. Okay, for this you have to use an option, that is by using the control option you can select it. Like for example, I have made this multiple. Now what will happen if I run this? So I can select milk, but if I take the cursor to ghee, only ghee will be selected. So how we can select multiple uh, options? So for that you select any one, then use the control button, and then you can use this uh, mouse cursor like this. Are you getting it? So this is one more option that is available, but usually we don't prefer it, because if this is required, then what other option that we have, we can use the checkbox better. Yes or no? What we do in
Yes, sir.
checkboxes? Did you remember what we do in checkboxes? So in case of checkboxes, we can have like milk, bread, ghee, rice. So whichever we want, we can select all of those. But when we talk about selection tag, we usually don't prefer using this multiple. But they are telling that in the textbook that this option is also available if required. So then if you, I will just refresh this. I will select milk, and then with control option, then click on ghee. And if I submit the form, what will happen? It will take both the values, milk as well as ghee. Are you getting it? Grocery equal to 1, grocery equal to 3, because we have selected these two, milk and ghee. So what is the value for that? 1 and 3. And if I remove this multiple, then at a time you can select only one option for this. So either you can select like milk or ghee or any one of this. Are we getting it? Any doubts here? Okay, so after studying this, we'll go ahead with the one more next tag, that is we call it as the select text area. So what is this text area is all about? So it is usually include the rows and calls attribute to specify the size of the text area. Okay, so default text can be included as the content of the text area, and the this text area tag can be used in this way. Text area name equal to any name you can give, and then rows and calls. Okay, so basically we use this text area like when we want to specify the addresses or the like you can see the feedback comments. Okay, usually when you open any online you can say blogs we can say. So do you know about the blogs? Like some if you want to post your articles and like related to some research work, you can create your own blogs. Okay, and again with that you can do the marketing as well. So in such situations, whenever you want to give some comments or like your data is of multiple lines, you can prefer using this text area. Okay, so basically like the simplest way you can give is the address. And also we have to specify two attributes for this, that is rows and columns. Why it is not like rows and columns, it is just the attribute as cols, that is calls. So these attributes specify the size of the text area. Okay, you can write unlimited number of characters in that, no issue for that, but what should be the size? If you do not specify this, it will be like a normal text box only. So we prefer using this rows and calls as attributes for the text area. So to include this text area, what we will do is we will create another paragraph at this level. Okay, and after this selection we'll open this text area. Okay, so like for the text boxes you can give a name, so I'll give a name equal to address. Okay, and then we can say rows equal to 3. So how many lines it can take? Here it is not like the table rows and columns, it is not like that. For one line we can call it as a one row. So how many rows it can take? What should be the size? And then we can say calls equal to say 30. And then after this close this tag, okay, and then what you want to specify, okay, like you want to say enter the address, okay, enter the address. By default this will appear in your text area. By default this will appear in the text area, so that you want the user to know, okay, that what the user should do when this appears, and then you can say close text area. Okay, so if I make changes into this, you can say the enter the address. Now again here you can delete this. So by default this will appear on the text area. Now if you go on typing my address rs number 703, whatever your address and so on, so then if you take multiple lines, automatically a scroll bar will appear. Okay, so in such situations we use this text area. Or if you want, do not want to specify like by default what should be there here, okay, like instead of like this, here all we have used the labels. So if you want to use the labels, you can use the labels as well. So you can use the label, like label, you can say enter the address, and close the label. And if you do not want this to appear, you can keep it blank. Are you following it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or you can specify in this way as well. Just remove this. After the completion of text area, you can complete the label. Okay, so this is how we can use the text area. So we have covered all the form tags that are included in your syllabus. Okay, and then actually we have discussed this submit button and reset button in the previous class itself, but it is included at the last after studying all the different tags, that is like check boxes, radio buttons, text boxes, text area. After that they have included the submit and reset button. Now we will discuss more on this form action, and we have another attribute called as the target. So like if I don't specify anything here, action equal to blank, okay, and I will remove this as of now. And then I will take this same thing and I will select some options bread, and I will enter uh, a submit form. Nothing is happened, so it is just uh, present on the same page itself. You are not moving to some different pages. So usually what happens, whenever we use this action attribute equal to blank, the even after clicking on the submit button, we will be on the same page, so we will not go to a different page. But when you give a specify, or when you specify some particular page here, like for example I want to Once I click on this demo.html, when I click on this submit button, I want my page should go from this current page, that is from demo16.html, it should go to the some other page. Usually, basically, whenever you click on submit form, what will happen? Your data will be saved and you will get a message saying that your data is saved successfully, or your data is, there is some problem in the data, so you have to re-enter the data or something of that kind. So here we'll specify like I want to go to a respective page. So I'll say demo underscore 1.html. Okay. What will happen now if I click on this submit button? I will come back to the previous page. Okay, you can observe the URL now. We are in the page demo underscore 16.html. Then I will enter some data or whatever it is. Then if I click on submit form, just observe the changes. So now we are moving to the demo1.html, and whatever the program that we have written in demo1.html or any file.html, there it will appear. It can be .html file, or it can go to some JavaScript, or it can go to some PHP server side. It will go and it may display the information. So this is how we use this action attribute. Are we getting it, everyone? Are you following
Yes,
it?
sir.
So
Yes,
usually what
sir.
happens basically is, uh, like for example, when I click on this, sorry, I will come back to this. Usually what we do is, in the any online web page if you take, when you click on submit form or the submit button, whatever data you entered, every all this data will be fetched, and then it will be stored in the database or in the server, and then from the server you will get a response. Like for example, your data is stored or your record is saved successfully, like this you will get a information. So where you want to get that information, whether you want to get it on the same page or on the different window, in such situation we use another attribute called as something called as target. So we have the, like for target also we have different values. So target is the attribute, and here in double quotes we write underscore blank. Okay, is equal to underscore blank. So this is the value. So there are different values. So we'll specify like this: target is equal to underscore blank. Now if I run this, what will happen? Let us see the changes. So we'll Was there any disturbance earlier to this? CR and LR?
No, sir.
You understood this, no? Target equal to blank. Whatever I explained. I executed this by using target equal to blank and without having this target equal to blank. Was there any internet issue from my side?
Yes, sir, you had got disconnected.
Okay. So what I was trying to tell is, so here we have mentioned the target equal to blank. Okay, just understand this.
Sir, please
So
share
you
the
have to
screen.
share the screen, sir.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were discussing about the attribute called as target equal to blank. Okay. So if I do not specify this, okay, and if I just enter the data and if I click on submit, just see the change. So it will go to the different page whatever we have mentioned in the action, but it will appear on the same tab. It will not open a new tab. I don't understand what is the meaning of this is the new tab. Okay. So when I click on this, okay, the response, that is, it will go to this particular page because I have mentioned it as like demo_1.html and with these data because I have selected milk and so on. So it will appear, the response will appear on the same page. But if I want the response should appear on the different tab or on the new tab, what you have to do? We have to give target is equal to blank. That means it will open in a new tab. So for that you have to specify the target attribute and value you have to specify it as target equal to underscore blank. So now if I run this, see the changes. So I will select ghee and then say RC Nagar, and then if I click on submit form, these two value will be selected, and then you can see that it is opened in a new tab, whereas this is there as it is. Are we getting it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Others, any
Yes,
doubts
sir.
here? So there can be some other values for target, but as of now you can remember blank, and one more we can give it as self as well. Okay, so we'll click on this, we will remove this and click on submit form. So what happened? It is like as good as not giving this target. Okay, either you can skip this target if you want the response should appear on the same tab. Either you can skip this attribute or you can keep it as target equal to underscore self. Okay, and this is what we mean by the action tab, I mean action attribute for the form. Whatever action you want to perform, whichever page you want to refer, there it will go. So for my case, demo_1.html is in the same directory, but if this is located in some a different directory, then you have to give the complete path where it is located, whether it is in D drive or E drive, that entire path you have to specify. Usually if it is there in the for example some URL, then you have to specify the URL. This is how the form works in reality. So So usually what they specify the, like for example, from one page to another page, like for example www.gcc.org.in. So if you click on whatever you actually, if you give, it will go to that particular page. In our cases, we are taking simple HTML files. That's it. Are we clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll take the same earlier example, that is demo 13, where we had this basic simple username, enter your name, password and phone number and so on. So here what I am doing is I am keeping this phone number size equal to max length equal to 10. Okay, and I want to have like some compulsion, like in some cases you will get it like star red mark. That means what? You have to enter it compulsorily. Without that, the form will not take it. Usually we call it as the validation. So usually this is not allowed. Okay, you cannot keep everything blank and then click on submit button. It should not work. Okay, so always you should specify the required fields. So in case you want the name and password and phone number to make it required, you can use this like there is an option called as the required. So for this I have created another label and here I have mentioned it. So here after mentioning max length, then I can say required. Different attributes as well we will be discussing later on when we discuss about the JavaScript and CSS. So we'll keep this as required equal to required. That means, for example, this you might have observed. So if you click on submit button, it will say please fill out this field. That means without this field you cannot go further. And how many numbers you can enter? You can enter only 10 numbers. Why? Because we have mentioned the maximum length as 10. Okay, are we getting it? And we were designed these text boxes and passwords in different ways. What we have done here, in this case if you observe, we have created the label tag. Inside that we have mentioned it as enter your password, then we have used the input type equal to password and so on. Then we have closed the label. This is one way of doing it, or otherwise you can do in this way as well. Open the label tag, enter the text, whatever information you want to specify for the user, close the label tag, and do not use the BR tag here. If you use the BR tag, the widget, that is the control text box or select anything, it will come down. So better close this label and then use this input tag. Then you can specify this. Okay, here I have specified wrongly here, so just I will remove it. So there are two ways of doing it. Are you getting it, everyone? So whenever you want to create these text boxes or password buttons, I mean, sorry, not button, input type, that is like password or text area or something of this kind, you can do it in two ways. One, you use the label and then specify the information and then use the input tag and then close this input tag like this, or otherwise you can use it in this way as well. Okay, create the label like in this case, create the label first, then enter the information for the user, then use the input tag, complete this, close this input tag and then close the label. Both will work out. Any doubts here? Are we clear with and the entire concept of form? Very important from the examination point of view. It can be asked for 10 marks. Explain the form with its different tags that are present in the form. Why we use the form? Just to have quick revise. Why we use the form? Basically we need to write in this way. Form is a block tag. Like we have the body tag, form will be always included after the body tag. It is a block tag, we can say. So inside the form we can use any allowed attribute, I mean any tags like p tag, h1 and so on. And then basically form is used to take the user data for the storage purpose, or to have the different options for the user, so that user can enter the data and that data can be stored or it can be sent to the server or to save the information. So in that we have discussed, first one is the input, that is we can have the text box, and then we can have the password, and then we discussed with, for example, check boxes, radio buttons. Okay, all these we can include in that. And then for the form, basically we require this action which specifies where we need to or where this page should redirect or where it should reach. And then we have the another option called as for the form, that is method, that is get, post and so on, so that we are not going to consider now. And then uh, after all this we can close the form tag. And then, or they can ask you to explain the checkbox and return button, or they may ask you to explain the or differences between checkbox and radio button. And then why we use this select tag, what is the advantage of having the select tag? Can somebody, Aniketa, can you tell me what we why we use the select tag? Aniketa, can you tell me why we use the select tag? In simple terms, it is like a drop down list. Okay, like for example, when you want to display a menu items, okay, for the selection for the users, in such situations we use this select tag. And for every input tag or this checkboxes and radio buttons that we have discussed, these are the uh, basic attributes you have to specify, that is what is the type, whether it is a text box, whether it is a radio button, or whether it is a checkbox and so on. And then there is another attribute called as name and id we will can take it later on, but minimum you have to write about every input type or input tag like text box or radio button or checkbox will have the attribute called as name. And for this radio button and the checkboxes we have a special attribute called as the checked. And then we have another attribute called as value. So whatever you specify in the value, that will be considered for the by the web page. Okay, and whatever we mention in this will just appear for the user for the selection or for the understanding purpose, what is the actual information is all about. But whatever you specify inside the value, that will be considered. Are we clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here we have an example, that is they have given a complete form example they have given in the textbook. So I want you to try this. Okay. See, I will just give you how they have done this, and according to that you have to proceed further. So they have created a form first. Okay, then what they have taken here, buyer's name, street address, city, state, zip. So what are these? These are the text boxes, yes or no? So you can take 3 text boxes. Can you do this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then here what you can observe from this, is it a text box or is it a list, or
it's
is
a
it
table.
a table?
It is a table, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so very good. So what they have done is they have created a table first. Okay, so in that, how many rows they have created? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows they have created. Okay, with 3 columns. And in the first row, like you can use it as th, and then you can specify like product name, then second column as price, and then quantity. Okay, and then in the second row, this is entirely just by using td they have mentioned. And for this, what they have done, basically for this, inside the td they have used the input type equal to text. Are you getting it? So how we can use the text box inside the table as well? I will just show you us one sample of it. Here you can see there is a tr tag, and then they have mentioned td as caramel nut popcorn, and then for second one just the price, and then inside the td they have mentioned it as input type equal to text, name equal to caramel nut, and then size equal to 2. So if you want to have a small size, you can specify the text box size as 2. Are you getting it, everyone? How they have done?
Yes, sir.
So in from second row onwards, second, third, fourth, fifth row, from second to fifth row, what you have to do is the third column, that is the third td you use, there you have to use input type equal to text, and then you give a name, and size you can specify it as 2 or 3, whatever it is. If you don't specify these, I mean size equal to 10, then this column will become little bigger one, that's it. And then what they have used here, they used a paragraph, that is payment method like h1, h2, and so on. Then these are the radio buttons they have used, so you can use that. You can also create a checkbox, or for example you can use a select tag to select different items. One more thing you can add it, and then you can give the submit order button. Can you all do this? Or you can take your own thing like product name equal to pizza, burger, okay, pasta, and so on, and you can say price and so on. Are you getting? This is why I'm telling you, this is the application of using the form, that's it. Are we clear with this,
Yes, sir.
everyone? So this completes your entire first unit. Okay, so almost it took 14 to 15 classes, but I hope it is clear to everyone, and I hope that you have practiced all the programs that I've sent, and also I will give some more assignment programs, because you can create different types, like you can take the example of our college timetable, that can also you can do in the form and so on. So I will give small assignments with each topic, so that it will help you to write for 5 marks and 8 marks and so on. So those practice you can do. Those who are not having the laptop or PCs, you can just, at least you can write it down in your notebooks, or you can try using the online compilers, you can execute them very simply, you can do it. Okay, and then in another 1 or 2 days I will be sending the notes, and I will take in the next week, we will take one simple online exam, okay, based on this whatever we have discussed. Okay, if you have any doubts, go through all the notes and all the topics. Simultaneously we will be uploading the videos, 2 to 3 videos on daily basis, or if possible all the videos will be uploading as early as possible, and then you can get back to me if you have any doubts.